today as the Nigerian government begins construction of the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal road. Businesses along the coastal corridor are already counting their losses over the planned demolition exercise.
My house is affected, and as well as my school, the primary school and the secondary school.
Government no get party. No, they will just come in and scatter everything.
We offended the government.
My 5 children, nowhere to go. I don't have money to rent us. They destroy my house.
We were asking them, this is not within the blueprint of Coastal Road in Lagos. They marked our house as being obstructive to Coastal Road right of way, and we have not.
It is no longer news that the federal government of Nigeria has commenced the 700 kilometers Lagos-Calabar coastal road. Although the core purpose of this video is to show you the layout of the road, outlining the various businesses and houses that will be affected along this route, I'll quickly go over some basic facts. Like I said, the 700 kilometers, which will be divided into 4 phases. The first phase, which has currently started, will connect the Victoria Island of Lagos to the ibeju-lekki area of Lagos. The road will be constructed with pure concrete and will be partly funded by the federal government and then the construction company in charge of the project, which is High-Tech. Now, before I go into my system to do an analysis of the road, I quickly like to point out some things, right? I'm not representing any government agency. I'm not a staff of any government agency. I'm a private individual who is actually interested in enlightening the public so that everybody knows what exactly is happening. With the recent announcement, there are a lot of uncertainties, a lot of fears, and I intend for this video to dispel some of those fears and provide clarity to a lot of people. Also, this alignment I'm about to show you, I got it sometime in February this year, right? And it has come to my information that a couple of people have been lobbying and liaising with the government to try and realign the road to protect their businesses and their houses. There might be some slight changes from what I have to what finally be done. So it's always still advisable for you to get a surveyor to always go on ground and do the physical and necessary checks to make sure that this road doesn't affect you in any way. Now let's go into the video. All right, so this is the overview of the coastal road, showing the alignment from VI down to Sangotedo. So we're going to stop at Sangotedo because that is where you have significant impact, right? So the road stretches from VI down to Eleko here, somewhere here. However, if you observe from this video, you see that what you have is fallow, undeveloped land, right? But in between VI and Sangotedo is where you have significant impact on houses and businesses. So that's why we're going to stick on that route. So let's go to the beginning. All right, so this is the beginning of the coastal road. It's at the intersection between Adetokunbo Ademola Road and Ahmadu Bello Way. So if you're coming inward, Echo Hotel towards Echo Atlantic is at the road on the left at the end of that road. And if you're coming from Ahmadu Bello Way towards Echo Atlantic, just straight down. There is this significant structure here, Koramo Beachwater Apartment, something like that. It's a very conspicuous project, white and brown building. You can't miss it. So just beside that, those 2 towers is where you have the coastal road, where the coastal road starts from. So now we're going to trace the alignment and see how it affects homes and businesses. So in about 1.5 kilometers into the road, we have the first casualty, which are the beaches along Oniru Water Corporation Drive, right? So if you look here towards the bottom left, you have Oniru Private Beach. After Oniru, you have Landmark, and so Good Beach, and so on. Now let's start from Oniru. So as you can see, Oniru, a significant portion of Oniru Beach, wasn't affected, right? This their sit-out area towards the beach. The most impacted beach, which has been in the news recently, is Landmark Beach, right? A huge chunk of Landmark Beach, will be impacted, right? So let's zoom in. So as you can see, for those of you familiar with Landmark Beach, most of these, they are, leisure areas, they are fun spots, are on the right of way of the coastal road, and unfortunately we have to go. Then towards the Good Beach, Soul Beach, and so on. But let's focus on Landmark, which has been in the news recently, trying to fight for the life of their business, because this beach is the lifeline of the entire Landmark ecosystem. Some people say that why does the interest of one man's business, why should it why should it supersede the interest of the millions of Nigerians who want to ply this route? So Landmark, if you check their corporate communication, Landmark is not against the coastal road, right? Landmark they have three arguments. They are making three arguments. First argument is that they are saying when they bought this land, they were aware of the coastal road, that this coastal road alignment has always been here. However, the original alignment has been changed, and they want the federal government to stick to that alignment, which is what I'm trying to sketch out for you people now. So it was supposed to go through this GT Bank building here, just the land, didn't affect the structure, and then into Water Corporation Drive, right? And if you go to Water Corporation Drive, you see that the space for that alignment is there, the road is there, and the required setback for the road, has been respected by everybody that built there, meaning, they are aware of it. So if we are to measure, let us measure, because the width of the road is 50 meters, right? So if you check here, you see that 50 meters has been respected. My calculation is a little bit off, but it's 50 meters, right? Now let's look at this setback that has been left in this area. So let's measure from here to here. Forget my own sketch. It's just a rough sketch. You see, there's about 62 meters on the road currently. Like if you go to Water Corporation Drive, you will see that setback alignment there. Let's go further down, right? Let's pick another place. Let's say here. So you can see, so there's enough allowance for the 60 meters or the 50 meters required setback for the coastal road. However, when I go on ground, there is a constriction somewhere. So there's a structure somewhere here that kind of like narrows the road and looks like it's not supposed to be there, but this is just me assuming, right? When we go to the road, and I would physically show you guys. So Landmark is saying that the federal government should stick to the original alignment, right? Or if for whatever reason they don't want to go this way, then they can shift this road further down. So rather than this blue line, as you can see, Landmark is also suggesting that the government does this. Do you understand? So moving it to the right into Eco-Atlantic, right? And then thirdly, the other argument or the other suggestion Landmark is giving is that this road can start, further down, right? Just beside this, I've forgotten the name of this event center, Queen something. It just escaped my mind here, right? So they are saying this road can be started further down, rather than commencing just in front of their beach. Now, the federal government says it's going to take 36 months for the road to be done. Let's give them the benefit of that and say that it's going to be completed in that time, right? In as much as past antecedents doesn't give that confidence, but let's assume that with this new government they are motivated to do that. Now Landmark is saying that why do you want to kill this business for a project that's going to take 36 months? Why do you want to kill this business in the first few months, right? 2 to 3 months, we want to kill this project, because they've been given very short notice to vacate. So Landmark is saying, go and start this road further down, and maybe in the 25th month, the 30th month, when you must have completed the other stretch, you can now come here and join it back to Ahmadu Bello way, right? Because that would have given them enough time to, pack up, re-strategize and, know the way forward for their business. But that the current notice that they have is very short for them, right? So like I said, later on in this video, I'm going to go down to landmark physically, to show you guys all these things in real time, right? So let's keep going. So once we are past landmark, another significant casualty is this Trinity House Church, and then this project. I don't know the name of this project, but it's like a portion of it was, affected. So after Trinity House Center, you come to this Queen's Garden Event Center. There's this event center somewhere here, and then there's a rain oil filling station here, right? So the road, passes through it. It doesn't affect the event center, passes through it, and then we go down. So along this stretch in Lekki Phase 1, we don't have much damage here. Now, to be fair to the government and the people who came up with this alignment, from my own observation, I saw that they tried as much as possible to reduce the impact. Maybe they were trying to reduce the compensation they will pay, or just, humanity. Because if you see, there's a slight deviation here, just albeit slightly, because they were trying to reduce the impact on these houses here. Because if it has gone as straight as it was supposed to be, you see that all these houses on this stretch would have been affected, right? This is I think this is where you have MFM. I've forgotten the name of this road, but just at the end of this road, just one or two buildings will be slightly affected. Let's keep going down. All right, so we have the first residential casualty, right? So the other ones we have been seeing are majorly businesses, churches, but this one's now people's homes. So this is Goshen Beach Estate. So that is the first estate that has been significantly impacted. So about 5 to 6 houses, if I'm getting my this thing correct, because this other roof you're seeing is a BQ. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 5, 6 houses, in Goshen Beach Estate, by just scraped. And okay, I think this is also Goshen Beach Estate, if I'm not mistaken. So some houses here too are also affected, some of these terrace apartments. But I'm seeing some space here. Why can't this be shifted, more to the left to save, to save these houses? Let's see. Okay, I believe maybe if they shift it, it might affect, these houses here. I don't know, but I believe, something can be done here. There's still some space here, so that some of these houses here can be safe rather. All right, so this is we are at, I believe this is Nikke Art Gallery Road. Yeah, so at the end of Nikke Art Gallery Road, you see that the road expanded. So let me bring the measuring tool. So from here you have your original 50 meters setback, but if you now go further down, you see that the road now expanded to about 90 meters, right? So like I said, from what I've seen so far, they tried to minimize damage, especially in those highbrow areas. They tried to minimize the damage in the highbrow areas, So I believe that's why the road was narrowed and then widened after Nikke Art Gallery. So let's go down. All right, so we have another set of casualties here. This estate, I'm not really familiar with it, but opposite Christ Embassy. I think also Christ Embassy too was affected, just a portion of their compound, not the structure itself. Yeah, let's keep going. All right, so now we are approaching Ilason. So Ilason is where you now have like a major series of impacts, right? So you see all these houses here, see all this exactly, see the line, so all these houses here, this picture is quite dated, right? Because this is 2021, this map is 2021, right? So some of these fallow land you're seeing have actually been built on, especially in Ilasan. So we have many more houses that lie along this stretch, right? But unfortunately, they have been impacted. Now we are in Jakonde, right? So these are those shanties that were recently, demolished. That was in the news, right? But I heard some of them are in talks with the government for compensation, that they were moved from Maroko or Makoko, down here, stuff like that. I don't really have the full details of that story, but I know they are in talks with the government, Now we are approaching Ologolo. So in Ologolo, you have another set of impacted houses here. Let me see if there's any significant landmark to mark this place. Right, so this is Ologolo inward Igbo-Efon, right? There's no significant landmark here. So we're in Igbo-Efon now, right? So you can see all these houses along the stretch at the end of Igbo-Efon. This is Alpha Beach Road. This is that university. Is it John something University? Let me check. James Hope. Yeah, James Hope University, right? So just on that road, some houses down the road, have been impacted. So going past Ologolo, we are now approaching Chevron, right? So this is this estate I think it's owned by Chevron Cooperative, opposite Chevron. If you are that roundabout at Chevron, if you go right, this is that estate on the right, right? So this is Chevron up here. So this is Chevron. So this is the Chevron roundabout. So if you go right, is this estate. Left is, Chevron Drive, right? So at the end of that estate, down the road, you have another significant, impact. Now this is another interesting case. Let me plot this, to show you guys something. So you can see that there was a deviation here, but let's assume that this deviation did not happen. Let us measure what the impact would have been along this route. So for those who don't know where we are, this is Orchid Road, right? So this is the Orchid roundabout. Here is where you have the NU filling station. It's in Northwest, but there's a filling station here, and then that Redeemed Church here. So this should give you a good coordinate of where we are. So this is Orchid Road. Down here you have Lakeview Estate. This is South Point. This is Lakeview Estate, and this is Ocean Bay, right? You can see. So if the road had taken the normal alignment, you can see that all these houses down here like this, you see, would have been severely damaged. And I know I've said it repeatedly, but this is also why I believe that significant work was done to make sure that the impact was minimal, right? The impact was minimal. So we are going towards we are going past Orchid now. So the road went behind. See this blue line? That's where we are following. The road went behind. Unfortunately, some properties, on Orchid, but towards the end, that Benflow and one estate. I don't like to mention the name of that estate because I know that they are currently doing some work to realign the road to save their houses. I have a couple of friends there, and I hope that they are successful with their pursuit. Now let me show you guys where our first project is, because a lot of people, when they call to make inquiry for our project, they're like, is it on Coastal Road? So let me show you where our project is. So we're in Ivy Homes. The first one is in Ivy Homes Estate. The first one is in Ivy Homes Estate. So you can see where Ivy Homes is. Let me get this back. So you can see where Ivy Homes is, right? So you can see how far we are from the road. So we have nothing to do with the road at all. So this is the estate where our Ikota project is. You see where the Coastal Road is. So we are very far. So people that always call in, I hope it's not Coastal Road. You can see clearly that our project is nowhere near the Coastal Road. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we are in. We are towards the end of Orchid Road, where you have a Buena Vista, right? So This here, right here on the left, is Buena Vista. Fun fact, I lived in this house right here in Lafiaji. The name of my landlord was Afo, Oga Afo. You know, so when I first moved to the island, this was the first place I lived in Lafiaji. Around this school was where we used to where we used to dump refuse illegally, if I must add. Anyway, let's keep going. Not much impact here, and now we are approaching Okwaja. We are approaching Okwaja. So we now have another set of casualties here. So this here you're looking at is this is Kuplag Estate. So just beside Kuplag Estate, the road does pass in the front of Kuplag Estate. You know, doesn't affect it, but it affects all these houses here. And I don't know if I should add this, but somebody who owns a house along this route, he told me that, you know, there has been some adjustment to this alignment. I don't know how true that is. I've not confirmed that. I got this, like I said earlier, I got this in February, so I don't know how much significant change has been made to this road adjustment. So he said that the road has been diverted, you know, towards this canal. Right, let me just draw what he told me, or the idea. Let me draw the idea of what I understand from what he told me. So you can see. So you see the yellow line. So he said this road now has been diverted to the back of Kuplag Estate towards this canal, you know, to save all these houses here. And if that is true, you know, it's commendable. It's good that the government is trying its best to reduce, you know, the impact on, you know, people's livelihood, because, you know, everybody's talking about compensation. You know, it's much more than compensation, because, you know, how much they want to give you to uproot your life, you know, go and start afresh somewhere else. They understand, and how much exactly is the compensation? Because, you know, I've heard various, you know, stories. You know, some people say is what you quote for the government. If you get a good, valuer that is expected by the government or that is certified by the government, you know, they will give you what the valuer quotes. Some people say that there is a fixed rate. You know, I cannot confirm that, but, you know, hopefully they get something. Let me show you where our project is in Lekki Scheme 2. Laura Stevens Road, Lekki. Right, so those of you that are always asking, I hope it's not a coastal road. So you can see this is the road where our Scheme 2 project is. You can see how far it is from. It has nothing to do with the coastal road. Let me. Where's the map messing up? Sorry. All right, so you can see that we are nowhere near the coastal road. You can see how far it is. All right, so yeah, so this is Laura Stevens Road here. So where we have a mini estate project, 24 units of terraces, 4-bedroom terraces, and 20 units of terraces and 24 units of 2-bedroom apartments. So that's what we have down here. And you can see, you know, we have like a straight road that connects straight down to the coastal road for whenever it's done. So it's just a straight road, totally interlocked road though, you know, because this project is in Lekki Scheme 2. So Lekki Scheme 2 is a government project, right? It's a well-planned estate by Lagos State government. I think it was started by Fashola in around 2009. So you can see we have this road here. So we are very far from the coastal road. Yeah. So I think I'm going to end it here. So we are now approaching Sangotedo, right? So like I said, some people said, you know, some work is done to rechannel the road towards the left here, but I've not confirmed that yet, you know, so to reduce the impact here. So I'm going to end the video here to give us an idea. You know, this was just to give us an idea of what, you know, the coverage of the road and the impact it has on, you know, people's businesses and, you know, livelihoods, basically, their homes and whatnot. So going back to VI, now we are going to go to Landmark Beach so that I physically show you in real time what is going on around here, because this is where you have, the real bone of contention. The Landmark has been in the news, in the media, in the past couple of days, trying to save their business. So let's go to Landmark and see exactly what is going on there. So the very first thing is, I didn't see where to park. See, nice side bush they go park. See the main parking space here. And majority of the people here came for the beach. Like 90% of the cars you're seeing here came for the beach. So it's not gainsaying how important the beach is to Landmark's business. Anyways, let's look at this road one more time before I go inside. So this is the Water Corporation Drive I showed you on the map, right? And this is the original alignment Landmark claims, was supposed to be the road for the right of way for the coastal road, which has now been changed and is the current cause for conflict. And my question is, if this road exists, why has the former one been changed? Because I took measurements at various points, and I saw that most of it met the required setback of about 50 meters, except for this area, and you notice that the road kind of narrowed. So I don't know the reason why it was narrowed here. I don't know the people behind this construction, but it just kind of, this construction just kind of feels out of place, because from the beginning of the road where you have the entrance of Oniru Beach to this point, the allowance was there, the setback was there, but there's not like a constriction at this point. And probably this is one of the reasons why the road has now been diverted to this other place, which is now affecting, or which has now gone on to affect Landmark's beach and their business. So this is the new alignment. You can see it has just cut across the the entire beach. And if you look further down, I'll show you a clearer video. You will see the coastal road. So the coastal road is just at the point of entry of those beaches. So that's why you're seeing a lot of media coverage now trying to protect their business. So you can see the coastal road there. So you see the 2 lanes, and then the what I suppose is the train line in the middle. And you can see where it has stopped, just at the entry of or just at the border of Oniru Beach. So you can see if that road continues, it's going to take away all these facilities that you can see, all the way down. All right, so there were some questions I saw on Twitter, and I felt like I need to address. The very first question was if Landmark had or has valid titles to own this land. I saw a comment by one guy that was insinuating that these people built this project illegally. Come on, man! Like, sanwo-olu was here. I think that was a project they launched here. Sanwo-olu came to launch it. Do you think that the governors, the 2 past governors of this state, will come to a location that is illegal? And then another comment is, somebody was like, okay, why don't they go to court? If they have their valid documents, why don't they go to court? The issue here is that all the land in the states, right, or all land in Nigeria belongs to the state governor. So once there is a need to use your land for the good of everybody, right, the good of everybody supersedes your own personal interest. So the government can take it from you. But in that situation, you're not entitled to a compensation, right? So government can collect your land from you at any time. But when they take over your land like that and you have your valid title, then you're entitled to a compensation. Now the question is has Landmark be offered the necessary compensations? I can't say directly because from the communications they've made, they say they are in discussions. But then again, let's talk about the compensation, right? If you take away this beach is like the honey pot that attracts the bees, right? And now when the bees come to lick that honey, they now pollinate other trees, and you have growth in the ecosystem. And that's exactly what this beach represents to landmark. So if you take away the beach, how much do you actually want to compensate them? Because this beach is what they've used to sell all these other businesses that anchor on the landmark ecosystem. How do you compensate them for the recurring revenue loss that you're going to encounter because the beach has been taken away? So they will have less demand for rentage of their spaces. They will have less demand for the sales of their apartments and stuff like that. So it's not just straightforward. So I wish they can come to a resolution that really serves them, right? Like I mentioned earlier, there are like 3 options. So either of those 3 options will serve everybody. So I know a couple of you will see this and feel indifferent about it. It doesn't concern you, it's Landmark's business. Now let me tell you how what is happening to Landmark will affect all of us as Nigerians. Either a Nigerian in Nigeria or a Nigerian in diaspora. And that is even why I'm speaking of, because I have no affiliations with Landmark. I have not done business with Landmark, right? But I know that if government goes ahead and does what they intend to do, it's going to have ripple effects that will affect all of us and affect the entire nation. Let me explain how. Everybody knows what happened to our currency between November and March, this year, right? And we know that in order to strengthen your currency, you need foreign investments. You need these dollars to come in so that the value of your currency goes up. Now, this same country in this kind of predicament is now going after an international business. Do you understand? Yes, I know that the road is for, it's going to enhance businesses along that route. But at the same time, you also need to be mindful of the kind of message you're sending to the international community, because Landmark is an international business. Do you understand me? And now this man is going publishing stories in CNN, CNBC, international press, and the world is watching. Now, how do you want to convince an international investor to bring money to that same country? Do you understand? When they are not sure that their business is going to last 10 years and their government to come and take everything away from them. So that's why I'm speaking up. Do you understand me? The government needs to be careful, needs to be tact with how they approach this issue. See, it is getting increasingly difficult to convince people from abroad to bring money into this country because of stuff like this. And then imagine when this kind of story cooks out. I mean, who wants to bring money into this country? Who wants to invest in real estate when they are not sure that they will own it? The government will come and collect it from them. Do you understand me? So you have to think about the entire outcome and go for the one that best serves the entire Nigerians and not few in the interest of few individuals, right? So I mean, I think I've done enough on this topic. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like and then share so that more people get to see it, and hopefully people in the right authorities can see it and something can be done. Yeah, thank you.